Hey, I'm Steve Mathis. That's Chris Keefer. Welcome to PulpMX video. Today, you know, I can't tell you how many times I've heard people talk about, oh, if I only had a factory bike, I'd do this. And if I only had a factory bike, I'd be this. And, you know, oh, of course that guy's super fast. He's got factory bike, right, Chris? I mean, that's a common thing.
Yeah, I'm guilty of as well. I wish I had all these parts. When I was racing, I was like, man, if I had that guy's stuff, I'd be way better.
Yeah, well, today here at Paris Raceway, the Monster Energy Yamaha guys, I mean, there was a test supposed to happen with the 250 earlier this year. That, Chris, kind of didn't work out.
Yeah, that kind of, bleep this out, it kind of shit the bed a little bit. And but better late than never, what I say. I think we got a better bike out of the deal today. So
yeah, the Yamaha crew wanted to make it right, and they certainly did. They brought out the test bike of Ryan Villopoto, which is basically Justin Barcia's setting that he won Ironman on. Brock Tickle had like this setting as well. Of course, multi-time champion RV, who we're gonna get later in the video, has been telling us what a great job he's been doing with the Yamaha. So I'm super stoked to get to try and ride a factory bike. This is my regular bike. It's a YZ450 production bike of the year, and I'm stoked, Keefer, to get to try the factory bike.
yeah, so when we started doing this, I told Steve, man, we got to get lap times. I'm all about lap times. So we're going to do that. We're going to get Steve on his bike, get his fastest lap, and then we're going to get your other fastest lap on the RV2 special.
If only I had a factory bike, if only I had a factory bike. Well, today, I get one, and we're going to see who's right. I think what happened is they saw the success with Geico. They saw what we did. Shimoda third in the Supercross. J-Mart almost winning the championship. Sweeping the podium at Paula. They saw kind of what we did with their program, with the Geico program, and how we elevated it. And I think Yamaha really wanted to get up on that.
The stopwatch is going to be on both sides, us and them. And they're going to find out just how fast a 14.9, 7th overall vet world champion
Plus
like
40B.
40B can set down some fast laps.
And honestly, I think at the end of the day, I've been texting with Justin Barcia, and I think at the end of the day, the biggest mistake he'll have made in his life was jumping ship too soon. Because right now, like if you had to choose between riding a YZ450 all day long at a motor track or prepping some slow cooked ribs, what would you pick?
If we could commingle them, would be probably best.
Ride with the
yeah,
slow
here
cooker,
with the cold beers, a little bit of riding,
a little bit of checking on the ribs.
Yes.
Right.
Make sure that they're up to snuff. It's not too hot.
I've never seen a man with such passion for barbecuing like you, so that's awesome. There's a lot of people out there that think if they got a factory bike, they'd be, you know, 5 seconds faster, 10 seconds faster, or they'd win Supercross main events. All it takes is a factory bike. I'm here to tell you that that is a load of shit. You still need talent, and I don't have it. All right, end of the day, here we are, Paris Raceway, Monster Energy Yamaha factory bike test, multi-time Supercross motocross champion Ryan Villopoto.
And developer.
And developer Ryan Villopoto. You helped dial this bike in. You helped Barcia. You helped Plessinger. We rode the bike today. I gotta say, man, it's pretty impressive. It's like a stock bike, but just better everywhere. Front brake, motor, bottom, mid, top. So I hate to give you credit, but good job on the bike.
Oh, thanks, Steve. I was really looking forward to have you ride it. I mean, I thought it was pretty good, but to back it up with yourself and also Keefer out there right now, he must love it so much he's still out there riding it. Yeah. So it's good.
So you started working with the guys, the factory team, a little while ago, and a lot of progress in a short amount of time. I think everyone was pretty happy. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the settings we rode today are Barcia's Ironman settings when he won the moto?
Very, very similar. I think there was a couple new parts in there afterwards, but yes, very, very similar. So that was kind of where I left off, and then they moved forward from there. So, I think Ironman, yes, was a really strong race for him. I watched it on TV. Bike looked pretty good. It was interesting, a lot of fun actually for me to be able to kind of step in and not set the bike up for me by no means, because I'm not racing it, but just going there with the intention of making the motorcycle better with an engineer like Sergio and Hutch as adjusting suspension and all those things. So I come in, give them the feedback, they go inside the box van and work it all out. So, and to watch the progression as that went through I think we did it for 6 weeks, or 2 days a week. So it was just a lot of fun.
How do you ride like this shit with the bars?
I mean, only 10 championships later.
You can't really fuck with it. Like, what are you gonna say to them?
But that's not for you. That's how those.
Yeah.
My bars. If you would have requested, I don't know, whatever bar you want. But the character of it is pretty good.
The character of it is like a stock bike, but on steroids everywhere, but not arm pulling, not crazy. Like, for example, I rode. Okay, this is apples to oranges, but I rode Red Dog's 450 a lot. Yeah. Not a lot, but.
A few times, yeah.
45 minutes on his factory bike back in the day.
GYTR Bazooka days?
Yeah.
Okay.
White Brothers.
Okay.
White Brothers.
Okay, yep.
And that thing.
That was like the 426 model.
450, right? No, 450. And it pulled my arms out. It hit so hard. It just, you know what I mean? You're just like, oh my God. And this is not like that at all. This is just my bike, which is the bike of the year via any magazine I'm releasing.
So it's.
And it's just
elevated.
It's just better.
The bike of the year has been elevated.
Yes. Well, you're famous on the pulp world for saying the YZ450 is such a great bike. Don't fuck it up, and I don't think you did. I don't think you fucked it up. You made it better.
I think we made it better. No, for sure. And that was one I was curious to see what yours and Keefer's feedback was like, because it tends to depend on the rider and maybe look more aggressive than it is or faster than it actually is. And I mean, to be honest, I kind of thought that way too before getting on the factory bike. And once getting on the factory bike and starting my testing that we did, I was like, wow, this thing's actually, it's not as fast as it seems. So it has a very smooth power curve.
Well, what'd you think of my skills out there today? How do you think I pushed it to the limit?
I don't know. I liked it. We need to probably adjust your suspension a little bit. Look a little soft in the front.
Okay.
We got you dialed in on the number 2 machine over there, though. Yeah. Raise the sag a little bit, so your spring rate up compared to me, I think.
Yeah, I think so a little bit. Maybe not when you start getting more and more into barbecue. Would you rather be here today with us or rather be setting up a smoker barbecue?
I mean, the perfect scenario would be to have my Yoder sitting here at the track, and then we do a little riding,
little ribs,
and get the beef ribs on there, drink some Coors Lights, and watch the sunset go down here in Paris.
Perfect day for Ryan Villapoto. All right, well, thanks to Ryan. Thanks to Monster Energy Yamaha. Keefer and I will have a little bit more to say here shortly, but thanks, RV.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, it's the end of the day here at Paris. I think I've ridden the most I have in 2 days in a row in a long time, Keefer, thanks to you. And the Monster Energy Yamaha guys, Mike Ulrich and Hutch and everybody there, thanks for them for bringing everything out and working on the bike for me. I loved it. I thought it was great. I was faster on it. The lap time was faster. We made a sag change for me one time. I rolled the handlebar. I put the handlebars back up in the middle of the clamps. RV's a shorter guy. Yep. And for me, I had so much fun on that thing. I loved it.
Yeah, I would agree. At the beginning of the day, I rode it, and I'm like, it's a little bit better. And then I pushed a little bit more later in the day, and it got better for me. So one thing I will say is I'm not a fan of RV's cockpit. Like his 998 twin walls, his forward hole mounting position, his lever position. It's like he has a hard-on in his clutch lever. It's like midnight, right? So I had to straighten that out a little bit. I did use the front hole. I didn't go UPS in that rear hole, but yeah. I did the front hole, and I got used to it and just rolled the bars back a little bit. But overall, for me, the best thing for me that stood out was the engine character. For you?
Yeah, the engine character. I'm with you. I knocked the clutch down. I gave myself less play in the front brake, and I moved the bars.
That was a good move, by the way.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that, and I didn't do it, but you did it, and without even communicating.
No, yeah, I'm a super good tester. For me, absolutely. Like, this is an amazing bike. I've had lots of people ride it, and they love this bike. The magazines love it, everything. And I felt like RV's setting on that bike was just the production bike, but better. everywhere. Front brake was better. After that sag adjustment, I thought the suspension was better. The motor was better. And yes, I think out of everything that was going on with the factory bike, I think the motor stood out for me as well. It's just better everywhere, but it does not pull your arms out.
Yeah. He was saying earlier, it's like a YZ450 on steroids. And I go, Steve, you can't say that because a guy on steroids is out of control. Like, the bike wasn't out of control. So it's like a YZ450F on HGH if PEDs were legal in the racing. It's just a little bit better version of itself.
Yeah,
So
it was really impressive. I was faster on it. Now,
are we going to unveil that?
yeah, we can. Here's the lap times. Here's the lap times. You'll see. Now, there was a bit of water on the track when I took my production bike out, but I still felt better on the factory bike. So, maybe I do need a factory bike from now on, here on out.
Was it placebo or was it actually better? You just knew that you have better stuff on it for you.
Well, I don't know, people. Was it or was it not? No, I thought it was good, man. I was really, really impressed. It was cool to ride it. Geico knew what they were getting in us when they got us to test the bikes, and now Monster Yamaha knows what they're getting in us. And Kellen's going to drop in some behind-the-scenes footage of you just getting all techie with the Yamaha guys. I don't need any of that. Just going to go out there. I'm going to perform, go fast, make fast lap times, and call it a day.
I think for me, as a guy who likes to ride a lot, I ride a YZ450F on my own time a lot. So knowing what they do, the ins and outs of what makes the bike better, I like to learn. And if I can, which most of the parts I can't get, but if there is something I can relate to put on my bike, I would like to do that. One thing I want to talk to you guys about that I really liked about it was a YZ450F is a lot of bike, for me at least. I'm 170 pounds, and it does get a little bit too fast for me when I'm out of a corner and driving through. So the overall engine character is real smooth, long, linear, easy to ride. I could ride it like Barsha, or I could ride it like Tickle. It obliged both types of riders. So for that, and then also mid-corner for me, I don't know if you noticed this. Did you go in a rut today?
Yeah, I hit a few ruts. Yeah, I'm an outsider.
2 ruts today probably. So anyway, going inside the ruts, there's these holes at Paris Raceway, and with my bike, because I rode my bike as well, it would have a tendency to pitch a little bit and get a little bit low in the stroke. With RV's bike, the factory bike, it stayed planted, it stayed flat. What we call that in the testing world, Steve, is called cornering stability. It stayed in the rut nice, didn't move a lot, and easier to get on the gas sooner. That was a plus.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really cool. I'm not going to lie to you people. Like, it was fun to ride a factory bike. And PulpMX, once again, we're setting the standards for these factories. I have no doubt Keefer will be hearing shortly from another color to come out and ride their bike.
Absolutely. I mean, we are the best testing team out there right now.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. PulpMX testing. Thank you again to Yamaha. Thank you to Ryan Villapoto.
PulpMX testing. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Ryan Villapoto, you did not fuck it up. Thanks, everybody.